is Megan, and she's going to be sharing about branding. And I'm really excited to hear you share. So go ahead.
Thank you. I am so excited to get to chat with you all. I started in Deco way back in the day, and so I have always loved business. I loved it so much. I went on to major in entrepreneurship and venture management in college. So it's fun to be here, and I think you can never start planning your journey and investing in learning those skills too early. Okay, I'm going to get started and jump on in. Thank you, Shozu. So I want to talk today about how in owning your brand, you can own your future and you can really get to impact where you're going and how you get there. When we think about brands, I know a lot of people think about like colors and they think about fonts and logo, but a brand is so much more. It's really about your reputation. And so as I use the word brand and as we're talking about this, I don't want you to just think about if maybe one day you have a business or hopefully maybe you have already started a business, that would be awesome. But it's not just about that. It's also about you as a person and the brand you're building as you are building towards a career or whatever it is that you want to do. David Breyer says that branding is the art of differentiation. So it's how do we set you apart from an entire crowd of people? How do we make you stand out? And so I think it's important to start with what traits, what personality traits, and what character traits are important to you, and what do you want to be known for? What values do you want to be known for? A lot of the time, we have different social justice issues. We have different organizations that we really care about, different causes. And so, which ones do you want to be known for caring about and helping to work towards? And then, what skills do you want to be recognized for? What are the things that you do, or is there something that you make or create that you really want people to know about you? So, once you've got those set, then we're going to define what makes you and your brand unique. And so, as you're thinking about those things, like I might be a photographer, but how do I stand out from other photographers? How do I specifically stand out as a branding photographer? So you want to think about your mission. What is your why behind why you're doing this? And what that's going to do is number one, give you drive and give you passion. And it's also going to get other people to get really excited to join you in your process. I also want you to think about your values. So I talked about a second ago about what you want to be known for in terms of values, but also you want to think about in terms of your brand and where you're headed, which values really make sense and according to where you're headed. For example, as a branding photographer, I care about encouraging people to really believe that they are worth being seen and they are beautiful. And I also care about the environment and sustainability and stewarding our resources really well. But only one of those really aligns with photography specifically, right? Like your image and being valuing being seen is going to be a lot more important in terms of photography than in terms of if we're talking about sustainability. So hone in your values for what makes the most sense for your brand and where you're headed. And then also you want to build a vibe. And I think a vibe kind of like the energy or the feel, how people feel when they get to engage with you. Do you want to be uplifting? Do you want to be very grounded? Do you want to be very intentional and wise? Like, what do you want people to associate with you, how they feel when they get to engage with you, or even when they just hear your name and somebody's talking about you? Okay, next slide, please. So, after you kind of built the framework of the reputation you're wanting to build, you have to be very intentional about it. Every decision that you make is either going to build or break that reputation. So, for example, if I say I value community and kindness, I hear somebody start talking about someone, they're saying something kind of bad, skill set, whether it's college or a different type of training program, you want to be intentional. And then you want to stay consistent. So if I tell you that I am something, I want to back that up by showing that, by being who I say that I am. And when we are consistently showing up and being the person that we say we are, it builds trust. And that trust is going to be what gets people to write us glowing recommendations. It's going to be what helps people want to pick us over somebody else that they haven't built that trust with. They haven't seen that reputation. And then you want to aim your actions to be where you want to be rather than where you are. I remember when I was in college and I got my first job, I was working in accounting and reception, and I had a job description, but I often had extra time. And so anytime that they needed something else, I would jump in. Number one, I know I want to be a CEO one day. I don't want to just stay in accounting and reception. And so whenever there was an opportunity, I would go and I would try to do the thing. So I learned how to work in the warehouse. I can drive a forklift. I can make fitting parts that you will probably never need to, I'll never need that skill, but I know how to work on a machine because of that. And I know how to do the marketing. That's where I first learned marketing skills. I learned how to plan corporate events because of that. But it was because I was always being a team player. And so not only did I build a skill set that I wouldn't have had, but I also built this reputation of I'm a part of the team. I'm going to do whatever I can to make it happen. And so whenever I went to start my business, I had this community of people that were backing me up and willing to say, yeah, we'll recommend you because they knew that reputation was there. Okay, next slide. So once we kind of decided our framework and we're being very intentional with it, that is going to help open up doors for you. It's going to be the key to your opportunities. A strong personal brand and a reputation is going to be what causes people to, instead of a teacher writing you a letter of recommendation for college, they write you a glowing letter where they really share about who you are and what makes you different and why they should pick you. It's also going to be the difference of people thinking of you when they see an opportunity that fits and they know, oh, this would be right up Shozu's alley. Let me send it to her because she's going to be fantastic at this. It's going to be the thing that whenever your name is on a list, people say, I know her. I know she shows up for what she does. You're going to want to work with her. That's going to be how it's opening doors for you. You also get to help set the tone for how you want to be perceived. I know when I was young, when I was in college or when I was in high school, especially, that I really tried to stay in the boxes and kind of blend in, and I tried to be who other people wanted me to be. And what I ended up doing was dimming my light and not really going after the things that I wanted to. And so in building your brand and then deciding where you want to go, you get to start to tell people who you are and you get to set the tone for how you are perceived. Um, I think that it can be really easy to go with the flow. I know my brand name is She Plays with Fire, and people often ask where that came from. And it came from as a kid, I would often get told, little girl, you are playing with fire. And it really started to tell me that I needed to be small. I needed to behave. I needed to be really what it was is I was too loud. I was too excited. They wanted me to be a particular person, and I was being a little bit too much for them. But I actually wasn't too much. I was just not what they wanted. And so my brand is about like playing with fire and like, yeah, we're going to do the thing that's passionate, and it may not be for everybody, but that's okay. And that's what we celebrate. So